Just still growing up. Today I didn't even have to use my AK. I gotta say it was a good day.
Hey guys, what's up? Super here, and I am having a bad day because you can see that guy laying there with his ACR aiming down the sights like a snake laying on the ground waiting for me to come around the corner. But that's alright, because as you can see, I'm using my AK47 and I'm coming up right behind him. But look at him slither away like a snake. He's got the sixth sense like that little boy in the movie. And as you can see, I get my revenge with a nice little drop shot around the corner. I'm using the AK47 in gold plated with extended mags and silencer. Starting out with Scavenger, Assassin, and Stalker, and you guys can see my specialist perks down there on the right. And look at this nice little hipfire kill right there. And what I'm going to talk about today, guys, is the buff to the AK47. So a couple of weeks ago there was a patch released by Infinity Ward where they buffed a few of the weapons and made them stronger, and the AK47 was one of them. And for those of you guys who watch my videos, you'll notice that a lot of my videos over the last couple of weeks have been gameplays with the weapons that they buffed. So I got an MOAB on my channel with the M16, with the FAD, with the PM9, with the UMP. So I've pretty much been using the buffed weapons and giving you guys my review and my feedback and just letting you know what Infinity Ward did to buff the weapon. And for the AK-47, what they did is they just reduced the kick. So that's it. They didn't add damage, they didn't add fire rate or anything like that. They just reduced the recoil, which for any of you guys who used this gun before the buff knows that was the only bad thing about the AK-47 before. And especially in Modern Warfare 3, where everybody, their mom, their dog, and their child uses an ACR or an MP7, which are just freaking laser beams. So when you're going up against an ACR or an MP7 and you had the AK-47 and it was kind of jumping all over the place, you were at a huge disadvantage. So they fixed that, they made the recoil a little bit less, and now you can do something like use extended mags and silencer like I am in this gameplay. Whereas before, you were kind of forced to use the kick proficiency. So I used to have to use kick and silencer or kick and red dot sight. And now I can get those few extra bullets with extended mags, which I always like to use on assault rifles. I pretty much always use extended mags and silencer because I like to be in the middle of the action and I'm always coming up against multiple enemies, and I just hate having to reload often. And it's one of my bad habits in Call of Duty is I reload too much, and I have a hard time switching to my secondary. So I will reload in the middle of a gunfight with two people, and it gets me killed so much. So it's nice to have that extended mags. So yeah, it's a very good gun now, and it's just one of those guns that feels badass. And especially if you don't have a silencer on it, you just feel badass. It just has a badass sound and just sounds like a killing machine, and it is a killing machine. And it looks like the AK-47 is back to its former Call of Duty glory, and I highly recommend it, guys. It's a pretty badass gun, and it's only better now with the buff. And you guys will see I have to camp a little bit here because you see that red dot to the left of me. I know that guy's up there, and I was gonna wait for him to come to me because for those of you guys who know this map, Hard Hat, there are a ton of head glitches and camping spots up there to that spot on my left, and not to mention a bunch of exploding barrels, which is one of the things I hate about Modern Warfare 3 maps. So I played a little bit conservative, wait for him to come to me, and you can see it works out as I take him out right there. And another thing I want to talk about today, guys, is with Modern Warfare 3 only having 2 or 3 months left until Black Ops 2 comes out, what are you going to miss the most about the game, and what are you happy to see go? So what feature is not coming back, what is not coming to Black Ops 2, and you're happy about it? So I'll give you mine, and the number one thing I'm going to miss is the MOAB. And I know some people are annoyed by MOABs because a lot of guys go for them all the time in objective games and they ignore the objective, and they only use the easy to handle guns like the ACR and the MP7. So they kind of ruin it for the rest of us. Whereas me, I like to go for it with different guns. I like to go for them in team deathmatch and free-for-all. And I like to just switch it up and go for different modes and different weapons. And I think it's a challenge. I really like the challenge of having to kill 24 or 25 people in a row only with my gun. So I'm going to miss that. I think it's a great challenge. And you guys see I pick up my MOAB right there. And of course, what I'm not going to miss is death streaks. So Dead Man's Hand, Final Stand, Martyrdom. You guys know all the death streaks. Any situation where I can kill you and you can kill me annoys me. So especially Dead Man's Hand, it's so ridiculous. And it's a good thing they nerfed it and they kind of nerfed the blast radius a little bit, but it still sucks. So guys, let me know, what are you gonna miss? What are you happy to see go? And what you think about the AK-47. Peace.
That's kind of trifle, 'cause that's an AK-47 assault rifle.